Federal government under fire over $150 billion Samoa deal. Court nullifies Edo PDP governorship primary election. Southeast leaders set up moves to free Nnamdi Kanu. And on the foreign scene, Kenyan police patrol Haitian capital. Hello, welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Lilian Ogazi. And now to the news. The federal government's recent decision to sign the controversial Samoa Agreement has sparked outrage among clerics, right activists, and civil society organizations in Nigeria. The agreement, signed on November 15, 2023 in the Pacific Island nation of Samoa, allegedly contains clauses that compel underdeveloped and developing nations to support the recognition of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community, LGBT, as a condition for receiving financial and other forms of support from advanced countries. The news of Nigeria's ratification of the agreement became public on July 1, 2024, when the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Atiku Bagudu, confirmed the development at a reception organized by the European Union in Abuja. The revelation has ignited a wave of criticism, particularly from groups that uphold Islamic and Christian values and those who highlight the cultural sensitivities involved. In response to the backlash, Bagudu's media assistant Bolaji Adebiyi clarified on Wednesday that the documents referenced by the minister pertain solely to Nigeria's economic development. Adebiyi emphasized that the $150 billion trade component signed by Bagudu did not mention LGBT rights or same-sex marriage in any capacity. Despite these clarifications, the controversy surrounding the Samoa Agreement continues to fuel debate and opposition. Many believe that the inclusion of such clause, even if not explicitly mentioned in the signed document, possesses a significant threat to Nigeria's cultural and religious values. As the situation unfolds, it remains to be seen how the federal government will address the concern raised by various stakeholders and whether any amendment or reassurances will be made to align the agreement with Nigeria's social, cultural, and religious ethos. 5 suspected kidnappers have been arrested during a gun duel that ensued between some operatives of the FCT Police Command and kidnappers at a forest around Gwagwa and Dede axis of Abuja suburb. The FCT Commissioner of Police, CP Bennett Igwe, who disclosed this while parading the suspect at the command in Abuja on Thursday, said the suspects were arrested during a 2-day streak operation between June 30th and July 3rd, 2024. He said operatives of the FCT Police Command from Utako Division stormed the kidnappers' hideout after credible intelligence informed and engaged them in a fierce gun battle. According to him, the arrested suspected kidnappers collected a ransom of 12 million naira from one of the victims' family, adding that the kidnappers killed 2 of the victims. He said 8 unexpanded live ammunition were also recovered from the suspect, saying the arrested suspects have all confessed to the crime. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Thursday invalidated the People's Democratic Party primary election that produced Asue Ighodalo as the party's candidate in the forthcoming governorship election in Edo State. Justice Inyang Ekwo, in the judgment, held that the PDP's primary held on February 22nd failed to comply with the provisions of the Electoral Act, the guidelines for the conduct of the poll, and the party's constitution. Justice Ekwo said the exhibit PDP-1 tendered by the party was bereft of evidence, held that the plaintiffs, through the exhibits tendered, were able to establish their case against the defendants.
Internal democracy, and it is a lesson for political parties, particularly the PDP, to learn that if you violate your constitution, you violate the electoral guidelines you have made, you refuse to listen to the wishes and aspirations of your members, there is a consequence. And that is what has transpired today. The court has held that because the PDP, which is a self-constitutional business, has refused to comply by its own electoral guidelines, Section 50, 36 of its own constitution, and the provisions of Section 8 of the Electoral Act, its ad hoc delegate congress of 4th and 5th February 2024. The court just declared it as a nullity for the exclusion of 378 House of delegates who were duly elected and who have been so accredited by the party, but were excluded. The implication of this is that PDP has no candidates because those delegates that were supposed to elect that delegate were excluded from participating in the party governance.
Moving on, senators from the southeast region of Nigeria passionately pleaded on Wednesday in Abuja for President Bola Tinubu to order the release of detained Biafran nation agitator Nnamdi Kanu. The group of 15 senators led by the former Abia State Deputy Governor Senator Eyinaya Abaribe argued that unless Kanu is released, social and economic activities in the southeast region will continue to suffer. During a closed-door meeting with the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, the caucus submitted a letter for onward passage to the presidency. Speaking after the meeting, Senator Abaribe lamented that the economic and social life in the southeast have been severely impacted by Kanu's continued incarceration. The senators emphasized the need for Kanu's release to facilitate peace and development in the region, urging swift action from the presidency to address the concerns raised. Meanwhile, in Benue State, the police have arrested 18 persons suspected to be in connection with the violent protests that rocked Ukum local government area of the state on Wednesday. The police public relations officer for the state command, SP Catherine Anene, who disclosed this in a statement in Makurdi on Thursday, said the state commissioner of police, Hassan Yabanet, has relocated to the troubled local government. Recalled that some youth had protested the killing of people in Ayati village by local bandits, resulting in the destruction of personal and government properties by the protesters. Following the violent protests, the state governor Hyacinth Alia had declared a 24-hour curfew in the local government. Anene, in a statement, explained that the troubled local government had witnessed more deployment of security operatives. Nigeria's passport management system is yet to receive a proficiency boost with the application of contactless biometric protocols that will close existing gaps in the system and improve service delivery. The Minister of Interior, Olatunji Ojo, made this known during a visit to Media Trust headquarters in Abuja, while highlighting the adoption of new technologies to fast-track seamless global best practices. The report.
There have been notable improvements in Nigeria's passport processing capacity and output over the past year under the current administration, with over 200,000 backlogs already cleared to help facilitate easy access while guaranteeing effective and efficient service delivery. The minister, while highlighting the gradual transition across the sector, noted the ever-changing landscape in information management, which has prompted the Tinubu administration to adopt technological tools that will add value to the system.
So we inherited 204,000, and in less than 3 weeks, we were able to clear it. Guess what? We didn't change the personnel. Not one person was changed. We didn't change the equipment. We didn't spend any money. Nothing. It was just a change of mentality. The same people that were unable to produce this for months did it in 2 weeks. And to me, that is where leadership comes in. And I made it an order. Never again should Nigerians wait beyond 2 weeks for this. We're like the first or second country in Africa to have what we call an interactive API, Advanced Passenger Information System. That's the truth now. So what it means is that is fully deployed. The command and control center is there in Soka, massive, and which is integrated to even all our e-gates. When you get to the Abuja airport now, we have fully deployed the 8 e-gates. When you get to Terminal 2 in Lagos, we deployed, finished 100%, 8 e-gates. When you get to the D-Wing in Lagos, we have deployed 4 e-gates. As I speak to you, we're about rounding up the 8 e-gates for the Echo Wing in Lagos. So it means that all our international and the gates, the 4 for Kano, the 4 for Port Harcourt, and 4 for Enugu, they're already on ground. So we're doing it one by one.
On border security, The Minister of Interior says a lot of commitment is being made to address shortfalls while reforms continue to take shape in revamping Nigeria's security architecture.
And I said, look, the essence of technology is to make life easier. If life is not easier, number one, and life is not more secure and safer, then technology is useless. Technology is to bring convenience, not hardship. And this is, so we decided now with the contract, we finished the solution. And when we finished the solution, we were ready to go by March 8th. We now realized that, okay, NIS did not have a data center of their own. NIS was leveraging on the magnanimity and generosity of a third service. And I said, no, NIS, you keep data of Nigerians. It's important you are in charge of your own data center. And we decided to start it. And today, to the glory of God, which is one of the major achievements, is that we've been able to complete 100% our tier 4 1.4 petabyte data center for the first time in 61 years of NIS.
Is it functioning now?
It's 100%. We are inviting in the next couple of weeks, maybe 2, we're inviting top media executives to come and look at just the facility. Beyond that, we have that now up and running. So now I can take responsibility for what happens, and not government depending on the magnanimity of a third-party company to say, oh, come on. I mean, you can't do that.
The minister's visit also centered on the need for a collaborative effort between government agencies and the media to enhance communication channels that will serve the interest of Nigeria and Nigerians. Abdullahi Ahmed, Trust TV News, Abuja.
This is news update coming to you from Trust TV. Coming up, we'll take a look at health benefits of seasonal fruits combination. More news when we return. Do stay. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is news update coming to you from Trust TV. Let's take a look at our headline stories again. Federal government under fire over $150 billion Samoa deal. Court nullifies Edo PDP governorship primary election. Moving on, stakeholders from Borno, Adamawa and Yobe states have held a risk and hazard contingency planning workshop in Maiduguri to develop a response and preparation plan ahead of like floods this rainy season. This followed predictions from that flooding G may be witnessed in 31 states across the country. Trust TV's Beatrice Kuritsi has more.
During the floods of 2022, more than 600 died, while 4.4 million people were affected with houses submerged and properties destroyed. It is predicted that 31 states will experience floods and heavy rainfalls, with Borno, Adamawa and Yobe states named among states that will be affected. The waters may cause disease outbreaks such as malaria, cholera, among others. It is against this backdrop that UNICEF and its partners across the Bay States agreed to develop an action plan to avert the expected risks in communities prone to flood in the Northeast.
We know that in the Bay States there are major risks in various communities related to what I was referring to, such as flooding or outbreaks. And so we want to, through this, we want to have a community, we would like to support the government in have communities better prepared and in the long run eventually more resilient to shocks.
If you have noticed, the state governments have been desilting their drainages. They have been making up the various outfalls in the various locations that have experienced these floodings to make sure that the outfalls are in good condition, and they have also been with us in sensitizing the various traditional rulers and religious leaders, because we can't do it all. There are locations that are on the main roads and there are some locations that are hidden. We tell them the dangers of putting waste in most of these drainages.
The contingency plan, after being drafted, will be integrated with the national contingency plans for stakeholders to be on the same page when the disaster happens, so that communities won't be adversely affected. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
Corn and pear, a popular seasonal food combination among many Nigerians, are recognized for their rich nutritional benefits. Experts in nutrition encourage people to consume these food in moderate quantity to maximize their health benefits. Corn is a good source of fiber, vitamins and minerals, while pear provides healthy fats, vitamins and antioxidants. Together, they offer a balanced mix of nutrients that supports overall health and well-being. The reports.
Pear, a popular African fruit, is commonly consumed with corn by many Nigerians, either as a snack or as a main meal. Black pear, or African pear as many call it, according to a dietitian, Temitope Osho, enhances the taste of the corn, and altogether they provide a high fiber content that aids digestion, prevents constipation, stabilizes blood cholesterol, and controls blood sugar. Osho says this combination is also rich in antioxidants, which help combat chronic diseases such as heart disease and diabetes. On their own, pears contain essential vitamins and minerals such as calcium, iron, zinc, magnesium, manganese, and folic acid, which are good for the human body.
To enjoy the benefits of the corn, one needs to be taken whole. That is, you take everything, don't remove the fiber. You take it together with the fiber because of the benefits. Then also, because the corn is so essential, in the sense that cooking method, the heat and the duration of cooking affects the nutrients in corn. So it is so if corn is taken as popcorn or taken roasted or taken as smoked, it gives the nutrients.
Some Nigerians on the street of Lagos bared their minds on why and how they consume the combination.
Most especially fresh corn. I love fresh corn. It is very fresh and with pear. But if the pear is very expensive to buy, that's just the issue.
The boiled corn or the roasted corn as snacks at any time that is available to you.
It's very expensive. And the issue is I don't usually take it. But I just said I should just eat it today.
The dietitian also explains why children should consume this combination more, especially pear.
Children consuming fiber fruits like pear, it helps them to enhance digestion, it prevents them from constipating. The most is also a source of calories to them because it is high in calorie. So it is mostly good for children. Adults can take it in moderation, but children can take it a lot because of the fat it contains. Though it's healthy fat, but it's also helps them to gain weight.
Despite being a good source of healthy fats, experts advocate moderation in the consumption of corn and pear.
The Adamawa State government is set to begin the second phase of selecting outstanding female secondary school graduates who have scored 9 credits and above for scholarship enrollment. Governor Ahmadu Fintiri announced the directive during his meeting with parents of female students who benefited from the first special scholarship scheme initiated by his administration. Expressing his commitment to development of education in the state, particularly for female students, Governor Fintiri highlighted the importance of educating the girl child. He affirmed that the scholarship program will now be a continuous project, ensuring that all qualified students can benefit from this opportunity.
So acting ES, I'm still directing you, this is for last year. You quickly commence the selection for those that have finished this year. I'm not pronouncing it as a policy that it should be a continuous program. Any female students that gets 9 credits and above, even if they are 20,000, we will sponsor them. the state will not bleed. Our infrastructure drive will not suffer. Our human capital development will not suffer because we are training our future generation.
The streets of Port-au-Prince, on the foreign scene now, the streets of Port-au-Prince were patrolled by Kenyan police officers on Wednesday, equipped with body armor and automatic weapons. This group, the initial UN-supported foreign police unit in Haiti, arrived in the country in June, responded to a plea for assistance to combat escalating gang violence. Currently, criminal gang dominates approximately 80% of the capital, leading to over 580 individuals being displaced in recent months. The officers stationed near the international airport drew the attention of onlookers but encountered no confrontation with gangs. Haiti's Prime Minister Gary Conille expressed gratitude for the multinational security support mission, emphasizing the urgent need to address the violence perpetrated by armed groups. A contingent of hundreds of Kenyan police officers landed in Haiti on June 25th to participate in the multinational security support mission aimed at combating armed criminal gangs and restoring peace in the country. They will be soon reinforced by police and military personnel from the Bahamas, Bangladesh, Barbados, Benin, Chad, and Jamaica, bringing the total number of personnel to 2,500. Tunisia's leader has scheduled the next presidential election for October, but did not say if he will seek a second term after 5 years. At the head of the North African nation once seen as a model of democracy for the Arab world, President Kais Saied set October 6 for the election in a decree issued late Tuesday, according to a statement from the presidency. His first term ends October 23rd. The election will be voters' first chance to evaluate Saied's tenure amid an economic crisis and a drift into authoritarianism. Saied ran in 2019 on a populist anti-corruption platform that energized Tunisians disillusioned with party politics and economic stagnation following the Arab Spring pro-democracy protests that in 2011 toppled the country's longtime dictator. However, Saied reversed some of Tunisia's democratic gains, rewriting the constitution to consolidate his power and jailing critics, including the largest political parties. Analysts expect he will run for a second term, 5-year term, given that the new constitution grants him full powers. And in sports, Rangers International has concluded negotiations and signed a duo of Garando Tekena and Anayo Ogbonna to add quality to the team's rich squad for next season. While Tekena, a midfield maestro, joined from Bayelsa United attacking sensation, Anayo Ogbonna is joining from relegated Gombe United. Both of them have put pen to paper to defend the badge of the Flying Antelopes for the coming season. Also, the 2023-2024 NPFL champions have secured the signature teenage defensive midfield Trojan Nwobodo Somtochukwu, who last featured for Enugu State League finalist FC Inter Enugu. The defensive midfielder, who was elated at the opportunity thrown at him by the champions, said it is a big opportunity he has been waiting for, adding that he will do his best to earn playing time in the team. The management of the Tanzanian giant Simba SC has concluded arrangements to unveil newly acquired midfielder Austin Okejapa. Okejapa joined the club last week on a 3-year deal after having a successful season with the Nigerian Premier Football League side Rivers United. Simba is getting ready for the new season by strengthening their team with new players as they prepare to regain their lost title. The club management confirmed on Thursday that Okejapa will be unveiled alongside Fernando Mvambo of Congo. The skillful Nigerian hit the limelight following his outstanding performance for the Pride of Rivers in the CAF Confederation Cup. With that, we've come to the end of news updates here on Trust TV. Do want to follow us across all our social media platforms for more news programs and documentaries. Thanks for watching. I am Lilian Ogazi.